Some of the settings in the Racer8 controller can be adjusted with the Clearview display. This session addresses how we make some of these adjustments. The first thing we need to do is energize the system. We do this by plugging in the Anderson connector and putting the cart in neutral. We're assuming at this point that the Racer8 cart assembly has been completed. We have the Clearview display mounted to the steering column and the controller mounted to its heatsink on the vehicle's body. If you've reached this point in the assembly, you're ready to begin. Let's take a look at how to adjust the controller through the Clearview display. On the main screen there are several windows. System Overview shows us if there are any faults in the system. Our next choice is Vehicle Status, and we'll read through some of the parameters shown through the display on this setting. Here we can see the voltage, the controller temperature, the motor voltage, amperage, RPMs, temperature of the motor, and torque. Now the settings that we really are interested in are the personalities, because these are the ones where we can control speed related to the motor and acceleration. Notice when you're working with this Clearview display that the arrows affect the highlighted portions only. So if you're in the number feature and you start going up and down, you're going to make the number setting go up and down. So you want to be on the left side of the menu and actually pick the category that you want to work in before you start pressing the numbers up and down. So what we're going to do is take a look at two main features in this display. The maximum speed forward and the acceleration rate. So on the maximum speed, we're going to go over to the number portion, and we can scroll up or down to make our RPMs go faster or less or slower and adjust that maximum speed. So that's the maximum speed of the vehicle. Let's take a look at the acceleration to that maximum speed. And this is another parameter you can adjust, the drive acceleration rate by RPMs per second. So again, you're going to have to base it based on the performance of the vehicle as it starts when you test the vehicle for the first time, and adjust either up or down to make that acceleration rate faster or slower. Different vehicles will have different performance based on their drive gears, wheel sizes, and so forth. So you need to adjust according to your particular vehicle. One word of caution when making the adjustments through the Clearview display is that if you make too many changes and actually enter contradictory instructions to the controller, you can damage the inner settings of the controller to a point where it will not work. So you only want to adjust the two functions that we're describing here. So a good word of caution is to stay with the maximum speed forward and the acceleration rate. Don't change a lot of the other parameters, or don't try to change performance any other ways, because you may damage the controller settings. If that happens, the controller has to be reprogrammed. It takes a special tool to do that, and it's complicated and expensive. So to get back out of the system, we just go back to main and enter again, and it'll save the function changes that we've entered as we retreat through the system menu. So here's a quick review. We're going to go to the main screen, scroll down to the personalities setting on the menu. We press enter again, and we enter the personalities section of the menu. And within that part of the menu, we only want to adjust the maximum speed forward and the direct acceleration rate. And we'll know how to set that based on the vehicle's existing performance and how we want it to perform after we make these changes. It's best to experiment on the slow, low speed side of the settings. If you're not sure how fast you want the vehicle to go, make it low RPMs on the maximum speed and low RPMs per second on the direct acceleration rate, and then you can always adjust upward a little at a time until you reach the performance that you want from the cart. And here we'll show you some settings from a cart that's been in operation for a while so you can see how some of the faults are recorded. Here are some of the performance faults that have registered in the menu of the Clearview display as it's showing them from the controller. So we'll back out of our system, go back to the main screen, saving any changes we have made, and taking the Clearview display back out of the controller adjustment mode and into the viewing mode. Always remember to disarm your vehicle by removing the Anderson connector when you're done with the settings. When you take the plug out, the controller will turn off and the vehicle will be disarmed. And that's how you program the controller in the Racer8 cart with the Clearview display.